What is up, everybody? As you may notice, Steve is having some technical difficulties, so he will be around shortly. But welcome, everyone, to this very special episode of Deckin Around. We are going to be sitting down tonight with the man, the myth, the legend, Jaspas, talking about his latest release dropping tomorrow, Netcode 2. Now, for anyone who isn't familiar with Netcode, Netcode was an amazing short film that Jaspas put together back in 2013, right?
Yep. I think it was closer to 2014. I'm not 100% sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited to see how this one goes. So we talked about this the other day, and I had actually not seen the original before. And so I was like, all right, let's see how this goes. We'll check this out. And I was blown away, man. I think you did a phenomenal job with it, obviously, but it was such a really exciting, energetic video, and especially at a time when cardistry wasn't that big yet. 2013, 2014, it was still such a niche kind of hobby. Man, this is exciting. Are you excited to release something like this out into a now much expanded cardistry world?
Yeah, 100%. Um, for those of you guys who haven't seen Netcode, please do check it out. Just Google it real quick. Cardistry Netcode. It's a Vimeo link. And the reason for that is actually pretty interesting because we actually used a Japanese pop song that is from an anime for it.
Nice.
And because of that, it got blocked on YouTube on in every way possible. Like all the audio is muted throughout the entire video, which is perfectly fair, but not good for your watching experience. So check it out on Vimeo.
Dude, I'm sure.
Um,
I was wondering that too. I was like, oh, it's weird that there's a Vimeo link. And for anyone who wants to watch it, you can find that link right down in the description below. So definitely make sure to check that out. And while you're hunting around in the description down there, also make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because we always love that support. I know it's been a while. We're glad to be back here. But dude, so tell us a little bit about what went into this whole Netcode 2 and how things kind of played in comparison to the first one. What did you learn from the original that you're now bringing to the table for this Netcode 2?
100%. All right. So Netcode 2 was released in the World Cardistry Championship (WKC) of the now defunct Cardistry.net, Kardistry, Cardistry.net.
Nice.
So within the context of that competition, um, we only had Steve, what's up?
Here he is, the man himself. It's
Dude,
been
I had to show some troubles with my connection. It wouldn't have been decking around without some connection issues.
that is very true, very very true. But you've made it. We're glad to see you here.
I made it. I made it. Jaspas,
What's up, Steve?
what is up? Been a
I
while.
was
You
just
got a
telling
new
Tyler about Netcode 2. Yeah.
dude.
So
I'm
the original
excited to hear
Netcode
about
was
it.
actually made within the context of a cardistry competition, in which the rules was it has to be a 3 minute 30-second video or longer, or 2 minute 30 seconds, I think. And I found that limitation very interesting. I wanted to find a way to create something that was captivating, not just for the targeted 2 minute 30 second, but much longer than that. So I put together a 5 minute video using a storyline to sort of push the narrative of the video forward. Of course, 5 minutes of just pure cardistry would have been boring, and I wanted to find a way to capture the audience's attention for even longer than that. And yeah, so essentially what I did was put together a final episode kind of vibes of a cardistry battle between two people for the first one. In Netcode 2, I am taking it a lot further than that. Netcode 2 and I haven't announced this anywhere else yet, but for those of you who are watching, Netcode
Nice.
2 is a 3 episode long, 10 minute per episode
Dang.
series of cardistry, story driven.
That's awesome though. It's almost like there was that startup for a while that was trying to do short TV like Quibi or something like that. Similar to so you're doing like, and now are all of the episodes going to come out at the same time, or is it going to be like a little bit of a wait between them?
All right, there's gonna be a 1 week wait
Okay,
between
that's
each
that's fair
episode.
enough. That's fair enough.
And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything from it, but as the trailer in the trailer you can see there's a cardistry battle. So yeah.
Nice.
That is awesome. I'm actually really excited for this one. I like the idea of it being more of a drawn out process because it allows you to build so much more into it. And like you said, back in the day, the attention span may not have been as long for cardistry. I think even
Mhm.
now it would be tough to say, oh, someone's really interested in, a 45-minute video of anything with TikTok being so prevalent. People love
Mhm.
those sub 3-minute videos, but the idea of doing like a series or almost like a mini series or a mini TV show on cardistry is just amazing.
Yeah, hopefully bring awareness for you.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Hopefully, and the themes that we're talking about in this episode is gonna resonate with the older of the viewers, I think. Um,
Nice.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a cardistry video for maybe 14, 15-year-old younger cardists
Right.
as much as it is gonna work for maybe a 25, 30-year-old cardist.
Hmm.
Somewhere about there, 22 to 30, I would say this video will speak to you.
That's cool. I mean, I think a lot of the videos that are coming out now are for that young crowd. So,
Mhm.
bringing out something that is for that older demographic is cool.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, because you tie in so many of the OGs. I mean, there are so many, I feel like, names and faces who were the foundation of cardistry who don't get as much credit these days or as much visibility these days because they've moved on to other things or they're doing their own thing but not pushing it as much on social media. So to really be able to kind of reach back out to those OGs and say, hey, like, remember why you loved cardistry. Check this out. Get back into it. Reignite that passion.
Mm-hmm.
Is did you bring DeVoe into the mix?
I mean, there are no, the vote's not in this, but we do have a reference to him somewhere in there.
Nice.
Yep.
We will have to check it out for sure. And
Definitely.
so going, we kind of touched on it real quick before this, like there was a lot of, I'm sure, things that you did, 2013, 2014 that you probably would have changed looking back. Did you kind of take those things and make those changes with this, or did you really start with a clean slate? I mean, 8, 9 years of experience of video production is a lot. So was it really like, oh yeah, everything I thought back in the day about that one isn't even important. Let's just do this, or did you really kind of think about where you felt you didn't hit it the first time?
Mm. Um, it, Netcode 2 and Netcode 1 are definitely related.
Okay.
Um, in fact, even the storyline is set in the same universe.
Okay.
And originally, the first shot of Netcode 2 was gonna be like a direct reference to Netcode 1, but we took it out because it wasn't working as well as we thought it would. Instead, now we have a much more succinct opening sequence. Yeah, so I definitely took what I learned in Netcode 2 and changed it and built upon it for Netcode. Sorry, Netcode 1 and built upon it for Netcode 2.
Right.
I'm really excited to release this.
I mean, I mean, I'm sure the way you shot cardistry in version 1 is different than the way you shoot cardistry now, because I think, obviously we've come such a long way in, digital recording and stuff like that, and just better angles and stuff like that. So it's definitely exciting to see, the
Yeah.
new and improved V2,
For the cardistry battle in Netcode 2, I had to find a very creative way to go into cardistry style videography, because cardistry style videography is very different from normal videography, right?
Right.
They're nothing alike. For example, if you saw that wide angle shot and that zooming in and zooming out thing that cardistry likes to do in a Hollywood film, you would freak out. You'd be like, "What? What's going on
Yeah.
here?" So finding how to incorporate that and how to motivate that camera movement within the context of what essentially is a 30-minute long series, that was difficult. But I think I did it.
Yeah.
And
Now,
this could be the first step only. I mean, who knows? Cardistry movies, cardistry cardistry comic books. I mean, there's so many options out there. And I think the cool thing about this, though, really having to think about it in that 30-minute context, it wasn't just like, hey, let's just get up there and do cool cardistry. Like you said, you had to build out that storyline. You really had to make a cohesive storyline that would have that traditional styling to it of like hook. What's the hook that's drawing someone to watch the next one? So that's really cool.
Yeah, 100%. In fact, I'm not sure if that's on screen. No, it's not. The script for it is right there,
Nice.
and the script is 30 pages long. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now,
And
do you think after you release all three of them over the 3-week period,
Mm-hmm.
do you think having the individual ones on YouTube or Vimeo, you think you'll add it up there all in one piece so you can kind of get the full scope of watching the whole thing, or would you just leave them up in segments?
I think I'll leave them up in segments as a because like each episode has a sort of a flow to it, and the ending of each scene may not be good in terms of like putting them side by side with the opening scene of the next episode.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I'll combine them. But definitely that was a consideration, and we would make we intend to put it in a playlist so
Cool.
it's easy to watch.
Nice.
Then you can do that Netflix thing and you just skip next, skip.
There you go. Yeah, play next. Start now. Are you still watching?
Good Lord, I hate that thing.
Man,
Why?
I gotta tell you though, that saved me when I'm binging and fall asleep on the couch, and all of a sudden I wake up and it's like 4 hours later, and I'm like, oh man, at least now I know kind of where I stopped because it's usually around 3 episodes.
Yeah, but once you hit the keep watching and then fall asleep, then you're
Oh,
know.
see, my system's a little different. Every 3 episodes, it'll pop back up and be like, "Are you still watching?" And I'm like,
really?
"Yes."
That's
Three
funny.
episodes. That
Yeah.
would drive me nuts.
Well, it depends how long your episode is. If you're watching 3 hours of television, it's okay at that point. If it's 15-minute episodes, yeah, it gets a little tiring.
Yeah.
So now, for this whole production kind of thing, this is all being done by, you and your close friends and your kind of, I don't want to say organization, but your group. Did you bring kind of outside people into it, or was it really a very close-knit community within like your like the Singapore kind of cardistry scene?
This time, yeah, we do have some non-cardists acting in it.
Nice.
Okay, look at that. That's
That's
exciting.
Yep.
When you-
Not many. We
And
had to
Tyler
work
and
with
I
one-
didn't get the nod. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Did you
Not-
were
not
these
many
people
of
who
them.
like, was it people who knew cardistry though, like friends, or was it like oblivious actors who are like, what is cardistry?
It's straight up non-cardist, non-educated cardist.
That's awesome.
Non-cardistry educated public. Yeah.
That's
Alright.
cool.
Yep.
Are they
Reached
interested in
out.
cardistry now? That they've
Yes, we convinced the child actor to pick up cardistry.
nice.
I'm not 100% sure the mom is happy that we introduced cardistry to a kid because he's buying a lot of decks now, but
That's funny. Well, you gotta just
Yep.
put them on the sponsorship list on your deck order, and there you go.
yep. Good point. Good point.
He has a good teacher.
Thank you. Thank you, I guess. I find it hard to say thank you to that because in my mind I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's the Asian thing, you can't be too proud of yourself.
Oh,
There you go. There you go. So now, for a while now, this is gonna diverge a little bit off topic here, but for a while now, you've been doing pretty mellow hair. Was this new hairstyle here a part of the excitement around Netcode 2?
Yeah, I mean it's part of my coming back to the public eye kind of
Nice.
movement thing. It's because some of you guys may notice I haven't done vlogs in a while. I haven't produced videos for a while, and part of that is because I've been picking up some side gigs and trying to do video editing on a corporate level.
nice.
Pays well, man.
Yeah. Real work.
Probably not as fun though.
Yeah, it's definitely not as fun as cardistry, but it pays so good. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
But that being said, I still came back to cardistry because it's something I love, you know.
yeah,
and
dude, you
it's
can never like drop a passion fully, right?
mm,
You don't. You're really not happy, and you're just going to work, and not enjoying
yeah,
that passion. You got to stick with it.
yeah. It's definitely not the same working for what you love versus working for work. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we all need to work. You just got to find the work that you love, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing
So
is, I think cardistry is one of those areas where you love it, and it doesn't always pay the bills the way you want it to, but that's okay. You
mm-hmm,
keep it as a hobby as long as you can, and you run with it as long as you can. But
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
how now? You already mentioned earlier that this is really kind of more geared to some of the OG cardists. How do you feel this is going to resonate with younger cardists? Or do you think it's maybe not going to hit as strong, but they're still going to watch it? Or are you really kind of segmenting out that section of the community?
I think younger cardists are gonna be watching it today, and they won't resonate with the emotional themes of the show, but they will have something to take away from it. I'm 100%
Right.
sure. The script is written so that even if you don't enjoy the talking bits, you're gonna enjoy the memes that will come out from it.
Nice.
Yep.
You
So
making fun of a lot of people in there, or what?
nah, I don't make fun of anybody. It's more of like interesting situations, interesting faces, interesting circumstances.
Nice.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when's the first one dropping?
In about 14 hours.
Yep.
Ooh,
So we're looking
tomorrow.
we're looking at noon Eastern Standard Time, so 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Nice.
So anyone who's out there ready to check this thing out, and I'm assuming will this be on YouTube, or is it going to be Vimeo solely again?
Yes. YouTube is purely on YouTube.
Okay,
We've learned our lesson with the Japanese copyrights.
there you
And we're
go.
like, nope, we're not doing that again. So all songs on it is gonna be like copyright free, of course.
Awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
That's
think
great.
one of the cool things about it too, and for anyone who is really excited to check this out tomorrow, Jaspas YouTube channels are also down in the description below, so you might as well head on over there after the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on this. But I'm really excited for this because this is something that you really with the way the internet's evolving these days, this really, like I said, is just the beginning to a potential whole production line around cardistry. And I think we've seen that throughout the community in the past. Obviously you have like Orbit Jam and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but this is something where it could be more digestible. I don't know anyone in the community who doesn't love watching Orbit Jam, but they're long. At the end of the day, they're movies more so than these like bite-sized things. The idea of cardistry television excites me so much, and I'm really excited to see how this kind of progresses going forward and what it kind of evolves into. Even if it's, I think you are definitely going to obviously continue with this down the road as well, but hopefully this triggers other people to be like, hey, I can do this too. Production value may not be the same, but let's give it a shot. Let's get this out there. Let's build the dialogue around cardistry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say don't expect too high of a production value. We're not Netflix, guys. We're not Netflix. We don't have that kind of funding. In fact, Netcode 2 is funded mostly by the Patreons, the
Sweet.
School of Cardistry, NDO Patrons. And yeah, we couldn't have done this without them. Shouts to them. Thank you guys very much. Love you all.
Yeah. It's all about Patreon. Is that the new way to do a heart?
I mean, there's this, the small hearts, and then there's this.
I've never seen the
It's
small hearts. What's that?
It's a
Oh,
little
I
small
see.
heart.
Okay, okay.
Aha. And then there's this.
I know that
think
one.
There was a this
I know
as
that
well.
one. Yeah.
Nice.
And then you can do it with your whole body.
That just reminds me of like Macho Man.
Oh my gosh.
The wrestler is that a wrestler?
No. Well, I mean, there is a Macho Man wrestler, but no. What am I thinking? What's that band?
Village People.
Village People. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Of.
YMCA.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
YMCA.
same. Yeah, the YMCA people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so now, if you had to pick one thing out of this Netcode 2 that is your favorite part,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to give a timestamp, but Is there one part to you that stands out as the most exciting or the most awesome or the most like while you were filming you were just like wow, blew your mind?
Any with him in
Um,
it.
yeah, in episode 2, I'm not giving a timestamp because I cannot memorize the exact timing for it, but somewhere near the middle, yeah, there was a gag, a visual gag, a joke that I laughed so hard at, and Loretta was like, "Oh man, people are gonna get offended." And I'm like, "Nah, they're not. This is just funny. Don't worry about it." And, and
If they get offended, you just say, "Look, it's comedy. Comedy is that's what
it
it's
is
about."
comedy. Mhm. And yeah, everyone I've showed it to is like, yeah, that was great.
That's
They
cool.
enjoyed that joke.
Nice.
So
Um,
middle of episode 2.
Yeah.
Alright.
The things that really did it for me in Netcode 2 were like some of the jokes. It's like, I really enjoyed
Now,
this.
was any of them were they all planned out? Any of them spontaneous on
All
the
of them were
fly? Or?
planned out, but I don't control the exact words they say. I tell them to just like, this is your character. You're trying to do this. Don't worry about the words. Just freestyle it.
Right.
And if it's too long, I rein them in a little bit. But most of the time, I'm like, yeah, that works. That's great.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, being able to just do whatever is sometimes makes it funnier,
100%.
That's for sure.
And
My
so
voice is a little croaky today, huh?
Yours?
Yeah. it
I don't
feels
know,
a
it's
little
early. I feel like you just woke up, so it's all right.
You just went to bed, just woke up. One of the two.
I was actually genuinely worried though too because I noticed you were on like Instagram like 3 hours ago. It was like last live 3 hours ago, and I'm like, oh man, I hope he's not going to sleep.
He messaged me. He's like, "You think Jaspas gonna show up?"
He was early, Steve. Where were you?
Dude, he was here before me.
I
Dude, I was
know.
having some. I'm using a different lens because I totally forgot to change my lens, and I'm like, damn it.
It happens.
I made
That's what happens when we take long hiatus here. But
I know, right?
dude, I have to say, like genuinely, I am super excited to check this video out. I think that the series of videos out,
Mhm.
you know, production value aside, I'm sure it's gonna be phenomenal because even watching the other one, I'm sure the production value there was a lot less in your opinion, and that was still really fun to watch the way you built out the camera angles and built out the story. And I think, one of the things that I always love about our conversations, Jaspas, is you have this ability to tell a story, no matter the scenario, no matter what we're talking about. And that translates also to video. So I have no doubt, even if you film this on an old Nokia cell phone, it would still be looking amazing. I don't even know if old Nokias had cameras, but
They did.
there you go. So it's not going to be in 144p, but I'm sure this thing's going to be amazing, and I'm really excited to check it out. And anyone out there who has not checked out Netcode 1, the original Netcode, we'll call it, you still have the opportunity to. Like I said, the link is in the description below, so definitely go check it out. I was mind blown when I saw it. I was actually so shocked that I'd never heard of it before. So I'm glad that you're
Yeah, I'm
revitalizing the
surprised we've
name.
never talked about it, right?
I know, right?
Mhm.
It was literally almost a decade ago. But that being said, like, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. So I'm pumped for this one too.
Yeah. Yeah, so in Netcode 1, there's also the teaser that this date will be the day that we produce something. To be 100% honest, we didn't know what we were going to produce.
Thank you,
C-Dub.
C-Dub. We love you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, we didn't know what exactly we were going to produce, but yeah. I'm very happy that we produced this actually because the idea of it has been floating in my mind for the longest time, and it was really difficult to get out a script that was long, that told the story I wanted, and it being this long at the end was troubling, was scary, because I've never produced a series this long before, a video this long before.
Now, how long did it take you to script it out?
About half a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I was working on it on and off as well, because I was doing NDO stuff. So yeah, it took about half a year to finally get it to a place that I was like, yes, this is what we're gonna film. It also required a lot of encouragement from Loretta, our producer,
Mm.
as my business partner in the New Deck Order. But yeah, she
She
was
came in,
really
really
excited to produce this.
kept you on track. She's like, Jaspas, you got to go do this now. Stop,
Yeah, yeah,
stop staring and playing at your cards and dropping them on the floor. Get out here and
Yeah.
film.
yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Get in the writing booth, write it. Nah,
There you
nah.
go.
She didn't do that. She was more. It was more of her excitement about it that made
Right.
me excited about it, and kept me going. So shouts to her.
It's always good to have someone like a wingman,
Yeah.
inspiring you
Yeah.
and keep you going.
Keep you accountable. Sometimes it's tough, but and like you said, 6 months on and off. If you had sat down and really just ground through it, it may not have been the same. It might have still taken you 6 months because you might not have gotten anywhere with it. Sometimes it's good to be able to step back and be like, all right, I'm gonna do this when I'm motivated, but it's also nice to have that external motivation sometimes.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, nobody's what's that common phrase? Nobody's an island. Nobody's
Nobody. Yeah, you're not out there on your own.
yes.
Nobody's an island. I've never heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think it's
Interesting.
nobody's an island, but
Interesting.
it does sound weird to me as well.
Yeah.
It's actually there's a book and like No Man is an Island.
No man
Oh,
is an
okay.
island.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that in
Yeah.
a song? That's in a song too.
Probably a saying that spawned a song and a movie and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Now we got to do a deck of cards called No Man's an Island.
Wow.
Then you get that's got to be like a community deck, and you got to get a lot of people involved with it. Because if you do it by yourself, it defeats the whole purpose.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, I mean, listen, I think it's exciting to see this coming. I mean, I'm pumped. I know that tomorrow at noon, I'm going to be checking out Netcode 2 on my phone as soon as it drops because why not? But I hope everyone out there is also going to jump on it as soon as possible as well because this is going to be exciting. And I think the more, I'm sure the more feedback you get from the jump that everyone's excited for it, you're probably going to be looking for more ways to do similar things in the future. So
Yeah. Hopefully.
hopefully.
Got
And-
another 10 years and version 3 comes out.
So you know what you need to do though? You need to go to IMDb and you need to put up your film credits there as a writer and a director and a producer.
Yeah.
So now when people search Jaspas, it comes up on IMDb.
Good idea. You probably already did it. Look at him.
Is that a
Like, I already
thing?
did it.
Is that a thing?
Oh, it's absolutely
Yeah.
a thing. Yeah. I
What?
mean, there are people all the time on there who like have acted in like short films that are like real low key, probably like community theater things, and it's up there. So
Wow.
you'll be fine. Yeah. So hook it up. You are now a writer and a producer.
Director?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving it. I'm excited for it. And so did you find that going through this whole process that there were things you took away again, like looking at the final cut before you drop it? Were you like, okay, next time I like this thought, I'm going to run with this, or next time we're going to drop this off? Were there other parts of it where you were just kind of like, yeah, whatever?
Yeah, there's definitely parts I wish I could have done better, but I'll do a like after the entire series comes out, then maybe I'll talk about that.
Nice.
For
Leor,
now-
thank you,
you,
buddy. We
Leor.
appreciate the love.
I don't know what my buttons are anymore, so
I don't, yeah, I was going to press my buttons, but I'm afraid it might be like,
All right, ready?
that's what you get. Yeah, it's always risky, but
Yeah.
So and I think that's a good thing though. I think you go into that with that mindset like, hey, like let me build this thing that I'm going to enjoy and love, but I know it's not going to be perfect. How do I evolve it?
Mhm.
Do you find that like going into it now too? Well, actually, my big question here too, actually,
Mhm.
when I watched the first video, I was looking at all the decks, being like, what kind of decks do these people use and blah, blah, whatever. And a lot of it, they appeared to be just straight up like standard bicycle decks. I may have been incorrect in the original.
They were
But-
aviators.
Okay, there you go. So I noticed there were some reds and blues and nothing too crazy. What
Mhm.
kind of decks can we expect to see in this one? Are we going to see some little subtle, not so subtle branding there?
Yeah. No new decks. There's no new decks. There's no new.
Nice.
This is not an ad. It's
That's
just
good,
straight
though.
up- Straight up,
Good.
It's a thing for you guys to enjoy, but definitely brand integration is
Nice.
there. Yep, but no new decks.
All
I
right.
considered like at one point the main character is gonna be like I need to level up my skills. I'm gonna get this new deck, which I struggle with that decision for a while because ultimately it's a business and I need to blah blah blah. But at the same time, there's a story that I want to tell, and there's a
Yeah.
story that I want to to make sense
Yeah.
and not be like, oh, this new deck gave me superpowers. So ultimately, I decided like, yeah, no new deck. We're just going pure like story driven
No,
stuff.
I mean, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think there could always be a plug in there, and just
Mhm.
using your deck is enough. And, I think once you start doing that, it's forcing it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
You
at
don't
the end
want
of the
that.
day, everybody knows that you have your own decks, and I think including them makes the most sense. It's free marketing, basically. But yeah, you don't need to be like sponsored now by a new deck order, and like have the deck shoot out at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
100%.
I mean, it'd be
I'm
cool.
excited for it. I respect the artistic vision though, and I think that's something we've always seen from your creations, whether they be
Yeah.
videos or new moves. One of the things that no one will ever say about you is like, oh wow, like that's cool. Like no one's gonna be lackluster when you do some new move. I think of like the rainbow spring and all these kind of things. Like these are like mind blowing moves that people are just getting into cardistry are probably seeing and being like, this is awesome. How do I do this? And that's your creative mindset. That's where you've always come from. So I'm excited to see you traverse this new vein of video production or TV mini series creation.
Yep. Yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see it as well.
Dude, we're
9
gonna
a.m. for me,
yeah,
noon for Tyler.
yeah. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna
We'll
be
be
checking it
there.
out. If I have to
Oh,
pull over on the
that's
side of the road to watch it on my phone, I'm gonna do it.
There's such a big time difference for the two of you.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, 3 hours there. Well,
So
and you're
weird.
12 hours ahead of me and 15 ahead of Steve. So you're already in tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, I am.
that's exciting though. But we are really pumped to see this drop. For anyone out there watching, if you have not figured it out yet, definitely click the button down below to check out Netcode, the original OG Netcode on Vimeo. If you haven't subscribed to Jaspas channel, make sure to do that as well, because that's where you're going to find all this awesome stuff dropping over the next couple weeks. I'm really excited to see it's not just a one and done kind of drop. 3 episodes sounds like it's going to be amazing. I hope everyone out there gives it a shot, checks it out. And while you're at it, you know what? Like it, share it with your friends, and share it with someone who you have always tried to explain cardistry to. I think that's one of the cool things about these too. Best way to explain cardistry is to show it.
You.
Thank you, Laura. We appreciate it. You're the
Thank you
best.
so much.
Woo! We appreciate it, Laura. Much love.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, make sure to check out Jaspa's video. I'm going to tell you, Jaspa's is the reason we came back from hiatus here, because this dude reached out. And I, first and foremost, I noticed he hadn't posted in a while. And I said to Jaspa's, you all good, dude? He said, yep, we're dropping Netcode. And I go, what's Netcode? And he sent me the link. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Tyler's like, I've been in computers for 20 years. I don't know what netcode is.
I'm Googling Netcode. I'm like, Jaspas is getting into game programming. I don't know.
Oh,
And
I
I'm
mean,
sitting there. I love it.
Netcode is basically the what they use in fighting games to make sure that the fighting games stay in sync.
Okay.
And we use I used it because it sounded like they are fighting on the internet. So
Nice.
that's what the reference is. But I mean, technically they're fighting in real life, so they're cardistry battling in real life. So yeah, a bit of creative liberty there.
Hey,
Don't worry about it.
it's your movie. You do what you want.
Yeah, no, that's one of the nice parts about it, dude. I gotta say though, I think this is gonna be amazing for anyone who's on the fence. Take your 10 minutes tomorrow, check it out. It's gonna be awesome. Jaspas, before we head off for the night, anything you want to say to everyone out there about Netcode 2, about new deck order, or anything under the sun?
Yeah, hit the subscribe button, guys. We need it. We need it so badly. Please. Please, we need it.
Oh my God.
And enjoy Netcode too. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
We're pumped
And
for it,
if
man.
you do share with friends.
Yeah, share it on
This-
Instagram. Share it on YouTube. Share it. Tell
Do it
everybody
up.
about it.
Yeah.
Netcode 2 is very different from anything we've ever done before. If you enjoy it, please make your support for it very audible and public, because without knowing that you guys want more of it, we probably wouldn't produce more of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's important. We definitely need people to share it and put it out there.
Yeah, everyone out there should go drop a comment when it goes live. Let Jaspas know what your favorite part about it is. and let them know maybe even what you would have liked to see in a future one too. I mean, I think that's the cool thing. We know that these 3 episodes are done, but that doesn't mean this is the end of Netcode or the Netcode series. So make sure to give that feedback. Make sure to drop those comments, like the videos, and definitely just check it out because honestly, it's going to be dope. No question about that. Jaspas is an amazing creator, and this will be no exception.
Heck yeah.
Anyone with colorful hair like that can't be making bad things. So look at that.
It's like a unicorn, dude.
I know, I love it. Absolutely love it. Oh my
My
gosh.
hair is so grown out now.
It's gotten long, man.
Yeah, it has.
Looks
It's
good.
looking good though.
Yep.
Dude,
Good.
Yep.
and for everyone out there watching tonight, we appreciate you coming out to welcome us all back and to sit down
Yes.
with us and Jaspas to talk about Netcode 2 and hear about what it's all going on there and what the idea behind it was. We're excited for it. Hopefully you're excited for it too. So make sure to tune in tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard, 9 a.m. Pacific, or midnight Singapore time, which I don't know what the time zone is called there. Singapore Standard Time, maybe? Sounds good.
It's just +8 GMT.
There you go, plus 8 GMT. So all the creativity in Singapore lives in Jaspas. And so you definitely want to check out Netcode 2 tomorrow, noon Eastern Standard Time on the, is it going to be on School of Cardistry YouTube channel?
Yes, 100%.
On the School of Cardistry YouTube channel. Link is down in the description below. Make sure to check it out. And while we're at it, everybody, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Peace out.
Peace.